Well, only 8 days away from prep football. Next Friday, the season starts. This week, some last weekend tune-ups. Tonight, two of the area's 4A powers scrimmaging. McDowell at Reynolds High. New McDowell coach Coy Gibson getting his first Titan team ready. Didn't particularly like this. Look at Eric Griffith out of the box for Reynolds. 44 yards off tackle. Nobody touches him. Scott Kiner excited, of course, but Titans' Mike Logan gets him a little upset because he makes some great moves. Look at the nice cuts he makes here and here before he's finally slammed down. This is only a scrimmage, but Coach Connors and Coach Gibson playing for keeps. So are the players. Boy, they are really hitting out there. Next week, McDowell starts at Owen. Reynolds opens at home against Brevard. Now to a game which is a little less painful unless you play it badly, and that is golf. Today, the cream of the crop matchups, 4A Asheville at 3A Pisgah. Both teams should be playoff bound in November, but tonight it was a game for pride in Canton. Keith Taylor tells us who's doing the bragging tonight.
The Bears had problems holding onto the ball tonight, especially early. 4 Pisgah fumbles in the first half, but fortunately for Coach Carroll Wright, the turnovers resulting in just a few more gray hairs, not Asheville points. The Cougars' offense with problems of their own, but those problems the result of Pisgah's defense. The Bears were showing some balance in the second quarter when they didn't fumble the ball. Quarterback Brad McAdams, he keeps right, and thanks to Craig King's face mask, a Pisgah first down. Then McAdams, he drops to pass Jonathan Jorstadt, the receiver, another big gain, and that's at a Brian Johnson field goal and a 3-zip lead. Finally, Asheville's offense began to move. Andre Hintz to Leonard Little. Out of the backfield, Little, look at the great job of running after the catch. 38 yards on the score, point after no good. But the Cougars had the lead at the half, 6-3. Second half, Bears came out strong. Brian Love running tough through Asheville's defense until it happened again. Fumble. But unlike the first half, Asheville taking advantage. Hintz keeping a big gain. Still, though, it was Donnell Griffin that pushed the ball into the end zone. 4th and inches. Griffin dives in. The conversion try was no good. Still, though, the Cougars led 12-3. Less than 5 minutes later, King out of the backfield. He gets loose up the middle. 22-yard touchdown. The Cougars' point after try, surprise, was no good. 18-3 the score then, and that was the final as the Cougars win on the road. They're on the road again next week. They'll face Richmond County, while Pisgah look for win number 1 at East Henderson. Keith Taylor, News 13 Sports.
Those are two good teams. And Inca tonight, the Jets hosting the Robertson Rams. Now, both teams under 500 last year, but hoping to get off to good starts tonight. Well, at Inca, the fans getting footballs, but the Robertson fans getting points. Robertson forgets 1990 in a hurry. Watch number 23, Danny Skojap up the middle. Now he breaks it outside, and he is gone. Touchdown, 7-0 Rams. Inca tries to answer. Chris Carpenter is going to give it to Richie Farmer, but Joe Harrell says, stop, right there. That's it for that drive. Robertson comes right back. Jimmy Arthur rolls right. He decides to keep it. Good decision. He gets into the end zone. Touchdown. Made it 14-0. Robertson goes on to win this ball game over Inca by a score of 28-0. Franklin at Irwin. Third quarter, Irwin leads at 7-0. Franklin's Philip Moore is going to change all that, though. Watch the quarterback. He's going to keep it on the sweep. He outruns the defender. He's going to cut down the sidelines. He jitterbugs in there, and touchdown, 7-6. Point after to tie it, but it's no good. Score remains 7-6. Irwin's going to come right back. The Warriors are going to march behind Josh Engel to Antoine Brooks. Touchdown, or Antoine Banks rather, and it's Irwin 13, Franklin 6. Irwin 1-0. Now let's go to Swannanoa, where 4A McDowell visiting 2A Owen. But don't let the classifications deceive, especially when good friends are coaching against one another. Owen coach Ken Ford, a former McDowell assistant, against Coy Gibson, who made his head coaching debut tonight. First game, everyone has their problems, even our photogs. Looks like a bad snap, but really a trick play out of the box. Shane Parker, oh yeah, touchdown, 7-0. Favor of the Warhorses. Still first period. Sean Gibbs on the sweep, coming right into your living room and into the end zone. Touchdown, 14-0. Titans try the reverse. Watch this one. Marquinus Wilkerson gets the flip. He cuts upfield. Looks like he's going to go a long way, and he does. Nice move there. Go a long way. Unfortunately, a penalty is going to bring that run back. Coach Ford, the master motivator, gets in their face, says, come on. And they do. Touchdown, Brian Myers, 21-0. Coach Ford hungry for a victory, and he's satisfied. They win 21-0 over McDowell tonight. Now on to Henderson County, where 1A Hendersonville took on West Henderson. Now the 3A Falcons looking to fly high this year with a lot of experience and talent. It's 7-7 in the third. Hendersonville's Roger Whitesides, watch it, to Cuddy Clark. He's gone to the 6-yard line. Touchdown saving tackle by Brian Strange, but it leads for a TD anyway. Now Brian Williams for West is going to tie it right back up. He burst over 1, 2, 3 guys into the end zone. We're tied at 14. Turnovers plagued an opening contest, you can imagine, but this is an unusual one. Billy Bryan hit right in the head with the ball. He fumbles it. West recovers. Now here's a pretty nice play out of the box. Philip Keefe on the halfback pass to Michael Christ. That's a great play, leads to the winning touchdown. It was Hendersonville losing to West Henderson by a score of 20-14. Edneyville at East. Quarterback Joey Rhodes. Here's the band play, and he fires him up. He's going to keep it. On the keeper, he goes down the field. That's a nice gainer inside enemy territory. Now Charlie Miller gets it. He can't hold it though after the hit right here. Aaron Rummage recovers the fumble. Touchdown, 14-0. The final, East Henderson 47, Edneyville 6. Now let's catch our breath, take a quick timeout, get ready for some more highlights and scores on Football Friday. Welcome back. Now let's resume our highlights with a contest featuring two teams with lots of wins in their illustrious histories. Brevard at Reynolds. Both teams a little down last year. Kerry Kinsey tells us which team got a head start on the comeback trail.
Reynolds taking on Brevard. Rockets coach Scott Connor is not a happy man as his team trails 7-0 at the half. Fourth quarter, though, Reynolds on the move, but quarterback Craig Leak is picked off by Scott Miller.
J.J. Sauber had perfect coverage on him. I just tried to get back in case they overthrew him, which they did. So I just tried to make the play and get back up the field, so get our offense out the hole, get our defensive break there for a while.
Under 7 minutes left now. Reynolds is driving again. Eric Griffith rips off a bundle. But with 5:08 left, the Rockets have to settle for a 25-yard field goal from Greg Schmid. That cuts the lead to 4. It's 7-3 Brevard. But the Blue Devils simply run out the clock. Calvin Fletcher picks up a crucial first down. And that's your ball game. Brevard 7, Reynolds 3.
They believed they could win when they came over here, and then they got off to a good start, and then they started to know that they could win. I mean, you can see it in their eyes. We can beat them.
Almost needless to say, the Blue Devils are now 1-0. The Rockets are 0-1. Kerry Kinsey, News 13 Sports.
All right, let's go on to Waynesville. Tuscola hosting Smoky Mountain. The coin toss in this game won by Smoky Mountain. That was the last bit of good news they really had. Watch number 22, Leon Williams, burst over for Tuscola, 7-0. Coach Doug Brooks says, come on, D. But Jason Mingus ruins that cheer. Nice cut in and dip outside, 7-7 tie game. But here comes Tuscola. Baker Perry line drives one, hits the crossbars, good, 10-7. Now Joey Jackson's going to blow this game open. Great cut there and a great partial block. He's gone. Touchdown. That made it 17-7. Then it was Mr. Williams' turn again, not Bob, but Leon, and a touchdown. Tuscola wins 31-7. Let's go east to Rutherford County, East Burke at RS Central. Cavaliers at the Hilltoppers. Dancing for a win, the Hilltoppers are. RS Dave Huss gives to Jermaine Twitty. And he gets so good, he runs so fast that eventually he's just going to lose his head over it. Luckily, he's okay. The helmet comes off. Now watch this. Huss, 4th and 11. Goes back, and he just heaves one to wide open. Kerwin Simmons, that's a touchdown. That made it 12-0 RS Central. RS goes on to beat East Burke 25-6. Now Chase at East Rutherford. Chase Tigers at the Cavaliers. Cavs ready to roll. Big crowd thinking W. First series from scrimmage. Dennis Logan rolls. But Anthony Camp intercepts to stop the drive. Travis Phillips on 4th down is going to roll with it. He wants to keep it. He wants to score with it, but he fumbles it, and the ball goes back. It's not a first down. They get the ball, but no first down. Turn it over. Second quarter. Watch this. Logan steps back. Just heaves one to Jimmy Douglas deep into Chase territory. That sets up this Logan quarterback sneak. Big item. East Rutherford beats Chase 14-13. Now let's check out the scoreboard for our first Friday night of prep football in 1991, beginning with that showdown in Canton. Fireworks in football. Welcome to week 2 of Friday night football. Before we go to the highlights, let's check on one of the key games in the state tonight. Asheville at 3-time defending 4A champ Richmond County. This was a very good ball game, but Asheville, a turnover late in the first half on a punt, and then a late drive by Richmond County gives them a 12-0 lead. Asheville played them tough, but not quite enough tonight. Now let's get to our first game of the evening in Swannanoa. The 2A Owen Warhorses looking for their second straight win over a 4A team. Tonight, Owen hosting Irwin. The Warriors also a first night winner last week. Keith Taylor tells us who stayed unbeaten in week 2.
Owen's version of the Notre Dame box called the Stampede, and Irwin's defense discovered that early on. Second play of the game, Sean Gibbs, 43 yards. We're only 35 seconds into the game, and it's 8-zip Warhorses. Owen's defense equally tough tonight. Brian Kendall, crunching tackle, and Josh Ingle. The Warriors without a first down for the first 19 minutes of the ball game. The Warhorses special teams also getting a few points on the board. Gibbs taking the punt at his own 40. Then he is off. 60-yard touchdown. The point after by Travis Ballard. Good 29-zip still in the first quarter. By the time Wade Dahlberg took this pitch and outran Irwin's defense to the goal line, 41-0. The Warriors finally with something to cheer about. Chris McPhee takes the handoff, 11-yard gain, the team's first down. Less than 4 minutes later, Irwin gets on the board. Ingle to Chris Walker. Walker to Dwayne Adams. The flea flicker works for 45 yards and a touchdown. Point after no good, 41-6. Not many fireworks in the second half, but still an Owen victory, 41-12, thanks to an incredible first 24 minutes.
You know, that's how you draw it up on the whiteboard. Looks like it on the whiteboard, so it should work out here. But you're right, it did look good the first half.
Unbeaten Owen at Inca next week. Irwin, they get the week off. From Swannanoa, Keith Taylor, News 13 Sports.
That's why Coach Ford does such a good job. It always works on the blackboard and on the field. Now let's go to Skyland, where Reynolds trying to rebound from a disappointing opening night loss, and the host Robertson Rams trying to stay unbeaten, and they had a big crowd on hand at Robertson hoping to see them take number 2 in a row. Rams a confident lot, but the Rockets box and all that movement confuses Robertson, jumping offsides early and often. Coaches say, pay attention, and they do to Eric Griffith. He got their attention. He goes outside, breaks a tackle or two, now cuts it down the sidelines, forget it. Touchdown, 7-0. Rams couldn't get it going. Jim Arthur, the quarterback, he's one downfield to Eric Holland, but no, just a little long. And that's the way it was for Robertson last night, hoping but not getting anything. Griffith, he hoped, he got, and he scored. It was Robertson losing to Reynolds, 34-7. Inca at North Buncombe. North Buncombe moving it at Inca. Charlie Wheeler on the option. Last second gives to Jerry Robertson. Robertson finds daylight. He's hog-tied there on the sidelines, but he's moving into deep territory of the of Inca, and then you see on the fake, they fake us all out, and Robertson gets a touchdown, 23-0. Tom McIntyre wants more points, gets the ball back, and his defense obliges. They sack Chris Carpenter, he fumbles, John Hughes recovers, but watch this play right here. Inca never quitting, playing some D, everybody bats at the ball, it pops around, and finally, Mark Parson gets it, but too little too late. North Buncombe 23-0 winners tonight over Inca. Now to Bryson City we go to look at 3-time defending 1A champ Swain County. Of course, now the Maroon Devils don't have Heath Schuler, but they are still number 1 in the polls, and tonight they were hosting Rosman and looked good. Jerry Reese, the Rosman quarterback, had one of those nights. He goes back to pass. He thinks he has his man, but intercepted by Swain County's Justin Clapsaddle. 3 interceptions in the first half. Swain's new quarterback after Schuler, Travis Hyatt. Well, he's got a gun, too. Look at that throw. He hits his man in stride. Willis Knight, touchdown, 7-0. Rosman's Reese hits Jonathan McCall this time, and Swain's called for the late hit, but the defense was tough. They couldn't advance. 1 interception later for Swain. Hyatt, downfield again, finds Willis Knight. Oh, forget it. Touchdown, 14-0. They even could afford to drop the TD passes tonight, as they missed certain pay dirt here, but it didn't matter tonight. They were too strong for Rosman. The final, 38-6. West Henderson at Edneyville. West Henderson Falcons hoping to fly right at Edneyville. First quarter, Philip Keith busted off tackle. He's gone. Touchdown, 6-0 PAT, no good. Later, West driving again. Brian Williams goes the other side. Touchdown, 12-0. Now they're going to go for 2 out of the box. Watch the play. Keefe is going to get it. He's going to throw to Michael Crisp. Stretches. It's good. 2-point conversion, good. West Henderson 35, Edmondville nothing. Now let's take a break. We've got more games and scores. We'll check out more action in Henderson County, McDowell County, and Rutherford County as we continue our trip across the prep football terrain in 2 minutes.
Sports, brought to you by Burger King, where you always get great tasting food your way right away.
Brevard, it's a hard-hitting ball game early on. Roger Whiteside is hammered, fumbles. Sammy Gunner recovers, leads to a touchdown, 7-0 Brevard. Early second half, Bo Shislett is going to keep that ball. He fakes the dive. He is gone. Touchdown down the sidelines. Brevard leads it 14-0. Here's another long touchdown. Calvin Fletcher gets that handoff. He is gone, scooting down the sideline, 66 yards. No one's going to catch him. 21-0 the final. Brevard a winner over Hendersonville. Well, we're going to stay in Henderson County for our next game. Preseason top 10 Pisgah at East Henderson. The Eagles very impressive in their opener last week, but the Bears were ready to roar tonight, and they moved it all night long. Here, after a long drive, Brad McCellum bowls in, touchdown, 30-7. That was Brad McAdams. Point after was good. That made it 37-7. We're sorry. Eagles try to fight back. Joey Rhodes scrambles. He's being chased. He lets it go, but look at Jonathan Jorstad. Great interception. Gets high up there. It was Pisgah 37-7 over East Henderson. RS Central at Chase, big Rutherford County rivalry. First quarter, Hilltoppers quarterback David Huss pitches to Jermaine Twitty, but he can't handle it. Paul McKinney for Chase pounces on it. Turnover sets up the Trojans' first score. Anthony Camp busted over from two for a 7-0 Chase lead. D was tough. Watch the Huss pass over the middle. Bang! Brad Teague delivers a hit, but Davis and Huss got revenge. Here's one right into your living room. Great concentration on the trip deal by Davis. First down RS sets up this 10-yard TD run by Huss. The 2-point conversion was no good. That was a big item. Chase upset, 19-18 winners over RS. Tuscola at McDowell pick it up second half. Tuscola leads 14-0. They're on the move. Mike Carter up the middle. Touchdown. But there's a hanky on the field. Doesn't count. It doesn't matter. 2 plays later, Leon Williams, same side, same results. Great move there. Scampers in there. Touchdown, 21-0. Early fourth quarter, Mike Carter's going to try again. This time, he's in. No penalty, 28-0 Tuscola. Titans finally get on the scoreboard for the first time this year. Mike Logan up the middle. It's good for the touchdown, but it was too little too late. Tuscola wins it 28-14. Now let's check all the scores of area favorites, starting with Asheville High's big game at Richmond County. Football, we got some plays you won't believe, so stay with us. Even though it's early, we have a revenge match tonight in Buncombe County. North Buncombe Blackhawks fly into Reynolds, where the Rockets are thinking payback. Remember last year, North Buncombe stunned Reynolds, and tonight they were trying to prove that 1990 was no fluke. Keith Taylor tells us that the Blackhawks proved their point.
North Buncombe attempting to beat the Rockets for the second straight year, a feat that not many area schools can boast. The Rockets did all they could do to help the Blackhawks' cause in the first half. Fumble after fumble and penalties stalled ACR drives time and time again. It was thanks to the Mike McLaughlin-led defense that Reynolds led 7-0 at the half. Second half, it may have been safer on the field as the fans waged war along the sidelines. The Blackhawks' Larry Radford, all 5-6 of him, running tough through the Rockets' poorly tackling defense. He breaks 6 tackles before he's finally run out of bounds. But the Blackhawks' drive would stall when, like Reynolds in the first half, they put the ball on the ground. Then Eric Griffith, he found some running room behind the right side of the ACR line in the fourth quarter. 46 yards later, touchdown, 14-0 Rockets. That was the final. Reynolds records the shutout as both schools are now 2-1. From Fairview, Keith Taylor, News 13 Sports.
In Asheville tonight, the Cougars trying to rebound from that tough loss at powerful Richmond County last week. Tonight, North Gaston in town. It was all Asheville. Cougars at home for the first time this year. Fans thirsty for a win. North Gaston Wildcats trying to move. John Thomas back to pass, but Marvin Gray sticks that paw up, almost intercepts it. Cougars go on the ground. Chris McCullough on the pitch. Nice spin here. He keeps his feet for a while, but that's all. He is brought down, but the Cougars on the move. Now Kevin Wooten's going to get it, and nobody's going to stop him. He's through a hole. He is gone. Asheville, they had to stop this game with 2 minutes to go. There was a fight on the field, but Asheville wins it 54-0. Owen at Inca, unbeaten 10th in 2A. Owen against winless, scoreless Inca. Inca tries to jazz it up on the drive. Watch the play. Chris Carpenter to Glenn Rogers. He tries to lateral it, but Owen's Brian Williams reads it. Fumble. Owen recovers. The play backfires. Here come the Warhorses. They just do it right down the gut. Shane Parker blasts over, touchdown. Now the Jets are grounded again. Bad pitch. Owen recovers again in Inca territory. Now out of the box, Sean Gibbs off that right side. Nice move there. Makes a cut inside, and he gets in for the touchdown. Owen had a lot of them tonight as they beat Inca 49-7. Now, one of the most interesting matchups tonight in Transylvania County, where 5th and 3A Brevard hosting unbeaten Tuscola, 2 perennial playoff teams getting a real measure of how good they really are. Let's go to the action. Coach Frank Robinson says, watch this play. I think it'll score, and it does. Number 24, J.J. Siebert, makes his wish come true. Nice move. He pulls away from the defenders. Touchdown for J.J. And Brevard fans love the Devils and the Braves. Here, Mr. Siebert again. Look at the cut he makes. He slips out of a tackle. They try to take his jersey. He won't let him. He keeps going, and he is gone. 85 yards. Touchdown. The 2-point conversion made it 15-0. Finally, Tuscola gets on the board. Nice move here by Leon Williams. Over right tackle. Steps it outside. Touchdown. Coach Robinson says we need to score again. So who do they give it to? J.J. One more time. Inside, then outside. He is gone. And Brevard rolls 29-7. Now Mitchell at Cherokee. Mitchell's Brian Elkins is going to fumble it as he tries to hand off to Rodney Green. Bruce Toynette.
High school team 478 miles from their home in Philadelphia, Mississippi. Strong enough to bring Cherokee high school fans streaming to the ticket window to support their team in what has been dubbed the first annual Eastern United States Indian Football Championship.
We're the only 2 high schools east of the Mississippi River, us and the Cherokees. And it's a tribal thing, the Cherokee Nations against the Choctaw Nations.
This is the first time it's happened in history. It's a history-making event, even though it might be on a small scale to some folks. To our 2 tribes, it's on quite a large scale.
That was evidenced by commemorative T-shirt sales, as brisk as the weather, as the temperature dropped to that perfect football chill. Meanwhile, the rivalry was heating up with tribal bragging rights at stake.
It's real important to us, real important. They've been calling themselves the champs down there, and they never played us before. We want to beat them so we can be the champs here.
They Cherokees over the Choctaw. Take pride in being a Choctaw Indian, so I thought we should play hard and win.
The action was hard-hitting from the first play, the Braves scoring in the first 3 minutes of the game, the Warriors answering back just a few minutes later, and the fans held nothing back. It was a standing-room-only crowd on the Cherokee side. Even the Choctaw side was almost filled with loyal fans who made the 11-hour trip with their team. School officials would eventually like to have a traveling trophy, which would be held by the chief of the winning tribe. Coaches agree whoever wins this game, both sides and both nations will profit from the experience. Eric Earnhardt, News 13, Nightcast.
What a game, and you've got a little
We've got
souvenir down there.
Souvenir. It's the Battle of the Nations, Cherokee versus Choctaw, a commemorative T-shirt, and it was a very good ball game, and we'll tell you who the champion is when we come back. We got a lot of football for you.
Friday night
football on WLOS.
And really the first real football night of the year as far as the weather is concerned. Perfect night for football. A bit chilly, but in Swannanoa, things warmed up quickly. What a setup for a game. A year ago, Owen coach Ken Ford said if Reynolds played Iraq, he didn't know who he'd pull for. That's your definition of bad blood. Well, tonight, Saddam Hussein wasn't there, but Reynolds and Owen were, which meant football war. Kerry Kinsey tells us which Warriors were victorious tonight.
Reynolds at Owen, probably the biggest crowd to see a game at Shuford Field since 1974. An estimated 6,000 packing in to see the Rockets and the Warhorses. Rockets leading 3-0 just before the half and driving. Michael Williams here hits George Holloway. That's a touchdown for Reynolds. 9-0, but Holloway is flagged for celebrating in the end zone. Never mind those. Greg Schmidt hits a 35-yard point after attempt. It's 10-0. Reynolds at the half. Schmidt gets in the act again. 1:48 left in the third quarter. This one a little shorter. A 28-yard field goal. It's 13-0 Reynolds. Then with 8 minutes left, Owen going for first down, but nothing doing here. Reynolds beats Owen tonight. 13-0 the final at Shuford Field.
You know, this one ball game ain't going to depict our season. We're going to hold our heads up, and we're going to still get after it because Reynolds is a good team.
Reynolds moves to 3-1. The Warhorses now have the same record. In Swannanoa, Kerry Kinsey, News 13 Sports.
Now, one of the most powerful teams in the mountains in action tonight, Asheville High hosting 2A Avery, and the Cougars growled early and rolled to another impressive victory. Let's go to Asheville High tonight. They're up 7-0 early. They cross that goal line a lot. Malcolm Summers does the honors here. He gets it, goes right, now cuts back against the grain into the end zone. Touchdown, 14-0. Avery Vikings kick. David Smith to Raymond McDay. He Willie Mays with a catch there. Gets a wall. He's going to come right at you. Now he's going to come past you, and he's going to go in for the touchdown. 21-0 Cougars. This time they go back to punt again. Avery does. Smith is blocked by Charlie Dotson. It'll be Asheville ball deep in Avery territory. And it's time for Mr. Summers again. Touchdown. Asheville wins easily, 35-3. Robertson at Irwin. Irwin's Josh Engel has the crowd rooting for him, so he's going to go deep. But watch the INT, Eric Holland. Great grab and a nice return as it sets up a scoring opportunity. They change quarters, 13-7 Robertson. They come at you the other way now. Watch Franklin Doherty. The little guy is going to break a tackle there, spins off, keeps those legs turning, and touchdown, 20-7. But Irwin not dead. Look at Engel to Charlie Birch. The big guy rumbles down the field. That sets up a TD, but not enough tonight. Robertson over Irwin, 20-13. The Grim Reaper greets Hayesville, but the real killer for the Yellow Jackets, Jason Worley of Madison. Watch it. He rolls. He scrambles. He cuts. He gets a great block there from Wayne Price. Wow. He is going to go all the way. Touchdown. Madison Patriots lead it 12-0. But Hayesville comes back. Watch Chris Rumfeld. He tries the same thing, but the other way. Breaks the tackle on the option. He streaks down the sideline. Touchdown, 12-6. He just gets in. Now the two-point conversion try. A pitch out to Will Thurman. He gets busted, but somehow he cracks over, 12-8. But that was it. The final, Madison, a winner over Hayesville, 12-8. Now Inca at Mountain Heritage. Inca on the road, but their fans had that feeling. Jets' Chris Carpenter, the quarterback, is going to drive his team down the field on the option. He gets the Jets set up in a good field position, but the drive stalls. Doesn't matter, though. Jason Martin is going to come up, and look at this kick. He creams it. It goes 40. It could have gone 60. 3-0 on the field goal. Inca defense then holds on for dear life. The Cougars' Mark Hedrick tries to break through and get into the end zone, but he stopped about 20 yards short. Inca holds on, gets win number 1 on the year over Mountain Heritage, 3-0. Now the special ball game tonight in Cherokee, the Battle of the Indian Nations. Cherokee hosting Choctaw, Mississippi. We hope you saw our feature earlier in the newscast. Now let's look at those highlights in greater detail. As Cherokee has the ball early, Jeremiah Littlejohn is going to get the pitch. He's going to cut inside. No problem. Skirts in for the touchdown, 7-0. Now Cherokee, as they celebrate, is going to go to the air. Brandon McMillan's going to go back. Set up, throw down to T. Trejo on the run, in the corner, touchdown, 14-0 Cherokee Braves. But the Choctaw Fighting Warriors don't quit. Ricardo Wilson, watch the nice play here. The quarterback, great fake, gives it to Ricardo. He goes in, spins, touchdown, 14-7. But Cherokee wins the battle, 33-18 over Choctaw. Now let's take a pause, go get some hot chocolate, come on back, more highlights, scores, and an update on that big baseball series in L.A., Braves versus Dodgers.